This is the seventh decade of my life, from 1986 to 1996. A lot has happened in this period. We've had 2 graduations, a wedding, retirement, and trips to Australia and Nepal. Pretty exciting. I'll start out with John, first of all. First of all, I want to tell you about the ages. Anne's ages was from 28 to 38. John's ages was from 25 to 35, and Laurie's was from 21 to 31. Anne was at Marina Landing and married in this period. And John had a wonderful trip to Australia, and then he went on to grad school at CUNY and then NYU. And then Laurie graduated from high school and went on right away to college. She went to CSU for 3 years, and Nepal, and on and on and on. Those two just never stop. But it's been kind of confusing for me at my age, but I'll do my best. First of all, with John, this is in Manor Vale. Last time we were together with Laurie and John. I love this picture, the two of them. This is in 1986, just before John went off to Australia. He left in 87 for a 5-month trip in Australia. For 5 months. He met up with a friend after 2.5 months alone. When he was alone, he was walking through the forest, you could say, and he felt something drop on his head. He brushed it off, and it happened to be a poisonous brown recluse spider. Pretty dangerous and scary. I guess John found his way back all right, but in a new country, that must have been very exciting. He met his friend for the rest of the trip, 2.5, and I won't go into any details because it's just too numerous. Wonderful time. He came back. He had just gone the 5 months. He was back in 1988. And in 1988, he was home for about 3 years, from 1988 to 1991. And he was busy earning money for school. He had a paint business and worked from morning to night. He really worked hard on that. He also worked with Children's Gym and also with Nathan Basher in production. He was with Walden Books and also March of Dimes. So he really worked hard to earn some money before going to CUNY. In the meantime, Laurie had graduated from high school in 86, and she was in CSU, as I said, for 3 years. And she had jobs at the Banana Republic and the Rio Grande Railroad restaurant for 3 years. And then she went to Naropa in 88, 89, and 91, where she earned a bachelor's degree in psychology. She also worked at Cleo Wallace then. Immediately after she graduated from Naropa, she went to Nepal. She'd been to Nepal for about 10 times during a period of 1991 to 2001, with about 10 trips, she said. That was a lot. She knows India by now. So then she left for San Francisco and Marin County and San Rafael where she continued with her school at Marin County. And she was seeking a degree in education so she could teach special ed. So she was there during that time. This is before John's Australian trip and Lori's going to CSU. And here's John has a 29-pound backpack that he traveled with, as I say, when he was in Australia. When he came home, he came to my classroom of second graders and told them about Australia. They were fascinated. It was during lunchtime, and they were fascinated with him to see the map of this big country and to hear about all of the animals, the kangaroos and all the animals that they have there. John is a natural teacher. We had a big snowstorm in January, following January. And as you see, when I enlarge this, you can see the piles of snow that were in front of the house. It was tremendous. And here we are. I thought these were worth showing. There's John and Melissa out shoveling. And this is in front of our house. It was a menagerie. I may defer a little bit and talk about some of my groups of friends. First of all, for over 50 years now, we had a group of our reunion friends. And we would be hostess, maybe have a co-hostess, and give luncheons or just get together maybe every 3 months or so. It varied. This happens to be our Serious Thinkers group. And again, we've been getting together since for over 50 years. They're all gone now, so this is something that I do cherish. We did everything. I learned how to macrame, I did a little sculpturing. We even went to Santa Fe for opera. We went to Vail for music festivals. And when Maggie lived in Fort Collins, but we all drove up there together. And it was a wonderful, tight, just lovable group. We had wonderful times together. This picture I thought John would like to see, and Lori. I just loved it. I couldn't eliminate it. This is another group of our tennis group, and our tennis team, that is. Sally Lund had us up to Keystone for lunch one day, and they had a tennis court in the park. It was a fun time, and I had the opportunity of doing things like this throughout my tennis years. It was wonderful. Oh, this is when I look decent. This happens to be our entire tennis, the ABC groups. And I thought it was fun to put it in. This is another reunion group. This is the reunion group from East High School. And again, all of the ladies are gone. It's very sad. But towards the end, we went to the Pinehurst Country Club for lunch, which is wonderful. Joni Biggs used to belong. So nobody had to prepare lunch. It was fun. It was a beautiful area. And it's so sad, but I have these wonderful memories. And this is, Serious Thinkers, again, just getting together on various occasions. And as I say, we were very faithful in getting together every month. Lori's ready to go to Guatemala. Is that right? Guatemala. She's all set with CSU. she's a traveler. Here's just a small group. Barbara Kepner and just some of our very close friends. Her brother had a cabin, or a house, I would say, really a nice house, up in Vail. So we had the opportunity to go up there for lunch one day and spend the afternoon. This is our tennis group. We had about, we have 15 couples. And most of them, not most of them, only 8 are gone, but they're 10 and 15 years younger than I, so it's nice that we have it going pretty strongly now. We'd get together every Halloween, costumes and all, with a theme. And we'd have a hostess who'd prepare the meat or the entree, and then each of us would bring salad, soup, bread or vegetable, whatever. And it was a lot of fun. We're still doing it. Of course, they're younger than I. Then for Christmas, we do the same. The Memorial Day, the hostess would not prepare the meal. We'd meet at Scott on Acres, and everybody just brought their own entree and then a side dish or appetizer, dessert, salad, vegetable, whatever. And this was ongoing every month, just up until today. We're still going strong. This is a rope that I hung on to. I don't remember much successfully swimming across the canal, but swimming across the canal. But the kids used to love to hang on to it. It was attached to a 100-year-old cottonwood tree. And they'd swing back and forth on the canal. And I think I tried it once is all, but somebody caught me doing it. This picture I love. This is just before Anne's wedding. Here, Anne is, this is in preparation. Oh, no, this is several things. This is the family getting together. I think it was for Mother's Day. Angel was there. Angel came to so many of our things, all of our birthdays, all of the holidays. It was fun to have her. She was just part of our family that way and more. Here, the whole family is together. Then I was teaching school. I went back to school after Laurie was in first grade, permanent sub, after I'd been out of school for about 12 years. And this is my very dear friend, Diane Goldberg. I'm still in contact with her. She's living alone, and she's a beautiful lady, very intelligent. She had her own child care business beside teaching. But we've always been such good friends, and we still correspond. The ducks. John had ducks until he went back to CUNY. They were from the canal, and I just had to show them because they're beautiful. Then we had, this happens to be, we were just home for Christmas, all of us. This is just, that was before Anne's marriage. She had several showers, bridal showers, and she and Doug they met at Marina Landing in 86 and were engaged in 88 and married in 89. And this just shows her, Carol Sharon had a shower for her. She's one of them. She gave her beautiful linen sheets and blankets for the bed and embroidered the sheets. this happens to be the rehearsal dinner at our house. We had 16, or was it 18? I think it was 18. And I fixed lasagna, and it was all set. Something happened that was pretty sad, but somehow it just didn't even bother me. But I prepared 4 big glass Pyrex dishes of lasagna. It's all ready to go because the rehearsal was just before the dinner. Sybil and Bill Basher wanted to come and help out and serve the dinner. So I thought, that's just fine. Everything was ready and set while we were at the rehearsal at the church, Grace Methodist Church. Sybil and Bill were attempting to keep the Pyrex dishes warm, so because they'd be served all at once. And they put 1 on the burner and 3 in the oven. But the one on the burner broke, glass and all. You can imagine how bad they felt. We had enough, but they felt bad. They felt horrible. But we went ahead with the dinner, had a great big salad along with it. And they felt so bad that they dressed up in white shirts and black slacks and a bow tie. And this is the wedding with all the bridesmaids, and oh, here's beautiful cake. And this is Doug's family, and just a few pictures. And this is Anne and Doug when they return from their honeymoon. This is a reunion that was Al's first only reunion that he had ever been to from East High School. He just didn't want to go, but he went this time. And he had fun. Everybody loved seeing him. I think it was his 40th or 50th. And here is my reunion. I went to Tucson for my reunion and loved seeing everybody. It was such fun. This is just before Al and I came back to Denver from our reunion. This is my friend Harriet. She's a very dear friend. We corresponded every, often, every month or so after I graduated from college. And we've been dear friends ever since she passed away. And this is Lyle. She was my bridesmaid. And Billy is one of our group. We had about 8 in a special group we called ILO. And we corresponded, and it was just a wonderful group, but we kept in touch with each other. Then back to school. This is Force Elementary School. And here's Diane, and myself is back here. But I loved the school. I loved the children, the parents. It was a fun time. And then I was forced to leave because they had no open positions for me. I was a permanent sub. I'd gone back to teach after being retired, after having my family. And so I had to permanent sub or substitute from then on, which was not easy. This is the same group. This is Diane and Pat, and just 4 of us from that entire group got together. Then in 1990, I invited the Halls for dinner when Steve was in town from Australia. He had just had a baby boy, and here's, you see, Jean and Bill, and here he is. And here, I guess I got everybody in. This happens to be the apartment of Anne and Doug that they had when they were first married, she has her dolls to decorate and all. I thought it was kind of fun to put it in. Then here she is blowing out her 30, I think she was 32. And we're all together again, very casual, but getting together was such a treat for us. And here is John with his painted pants. They were just stiff, they could stand up by themselves, but it was just covered with splattered paint. And his friend Laura. And this is sort of sad. It's kind of like we're almost empty nesters. We were all of a sudden, everybody was gone. And it was awakening for us. Here we are again. Oh, this is our Serious Thinkers, I think, yes. And we went to the concert that they had at Botanical Gardens. It's all just a wonderful thing. We brought our own lunch. We sat on the hill and watched the performance, and it was fun. This is one of Anne's dolls. And then Angel had turned 92 at the time. She looked tremendous. She was so youthful throughout her whole life. Then this is Laurie graduating from Naropa. We were so proud of her. And she just looked adorable. There's a sash across her. And we're all here cheering for her. And here she is off to India, one of the 10 times that she left. I have another picture, I think it's here. I'm not sure. I took a picture of her jewelry. I don't know whether it's showing up here or not. I thought it was right after this. But Laurie she collected some, I guess you call them semi-precious stones. They were help me out on this, agate and jade and silver and what were some of the other words? Lapis lazuli and beautiful by necklaces I cherish. I hope the picture comes up on here. Not sure it will. And here we are. This happens to be, the Sharons. They're such good entertainers. They gave a barbecue in their backyard. And these are Cindy's first child, and Steve had a first child. They ended up with, about 30 grandchildren. I don't know, I've lost track. But with 4 of them, they each had, 3 of them had 4, or 2 of them had 4, and 1 had 5 and 1 had 2. So that adds up to 15 grandchildren. Plus, now they have great-grandchildren. But they entertained beautifully. And this is, let's see, this is another reunion. And, this is our tennis group that we have. We have a couples group. As I say, there are about 15 couples. Some have passed away, but we get together the times that I had mentioned. And here we are together again. Oh, this is John and Anne sometimes celebrated birthdays together because they were August 9th and 10th. And John is ready to go to CUNY in 1991. And here he is with his pack ready to leave. And this is another Laurie. Am I going backwards? This is Guatemala? No. Was that Guatemala? No, that was India this time, wasn't it? I think so. It's kind of funny to look upside down. Oh, I thought we'd come to this. Uh, anyway, Elle and I were alone at this time. Here are my last classes, my second graders, and just about when I was ready to retire. This is Lori and John home together, and this is another time we got together, our tennis team. Oh, then John again when he was home. These are just sort of extemporaneous. I can't tell you exactly the date on them. And Elle and I in our best. And then this is the time when, the last day of school for me was when my knee was bothering me. It was excruciating. I was hopping around school thinking, what am I doing? I've got to take care of this, have this knee taken care of. I was just hopping around thinking, this is no good. It happened to be the last day before Christmas break, and it was on a Friday. I had called to find out if I could go to the hospital right away to have my knee checked. So I did that the day before. And no, I called the day before. Since it was the last day before Christmas, my children were in gym the last period, so they didn't need anybody there to teach them. However, I had a volunteer mother and my aide there with the children. I had a party all set up for them for Christmas, and I had to leave. My knee was so painful that when I drove in the car, I couldn't sit down, so I had to brace myself against the seat and then pedal and do my best to get to the hospital. Well, they gave me an appointment. They said, you come in Monday and we'll take care of, give you an arthroscopic knee surgery. So it worked out nicely because I would have 2 weeks to recuperate. But the 2 weeks wasn't enough. I needed more time. So I thought I had plenty of teacher build-up as far as free days. So I decided to take a little longer, and it paid off because my knee finally, it's never given me any trouble since then. I was on crutches one day and a cane another day, the next day, and Christmas Eve, this was right after my operation, I had lasagna for dinner for Christmas Eve, and then I fixed the Christmas dinner, and it seemed to work out just fine, but I was glad to do that. It was Christmas Eve dinner that Johnny had. This is part of our Serious Thinkers group. It's a wonderful group. They're just so friendly, and we just had such fun together. But it was in her basement, and everybody brought something for us. This too is back to Tucson for my 50th reunion. Oh, no, this isn't either. This is our tennis group. We had a luncheon, and everybody, the theme was wear a hat of some sort. It doesn't matter what kind, but I loved looking back at these pictures. And then this is up at Keystone, and these are my very dear friends here. I have Bobby and Carol, and then Madge Narcissian, her husband. They're just nostalgic pictures. Nancy Allen had a place up in Netherlands, and she loved to move around and redecorate, but I thought her place was charming. But here we are. This picture was taken on the steps, and then here Nancy and I are. But I loved her wallpaper and everything she does. Then, when I decided to retire, and that was it, uh, I had finished school and started to not redecorate, but redo the kitchen entirely. It needed. It used to be yellow and brown, and now it's white. And the family room used to be gold, brown, green, dark green, and rust with the brick fireplace. All that was gone. But here, this fellow's name is Ed, and Jerry was the one who did the floor. Nicest people, and they did a beautiful job. Ed had designed the fireplace in the family room, and he had enlarged it and framed it, and everything. There wasn't one thing that went wrong. I was so happy. But then this is our last reunion, our 50th, and Daddy and I enjoyed it so much. But we saw our dear friends, and then just a year after I retired, Marty Milne, a very good friend of mine, asked me if I'd like to go to Europe. But I asked Al, and he had trigeminal neuralgia, and he didn't feel like traveling at all. So I accepted. I said, okay, because I didn't want to go. I wanted to go with him and not alone, and I didn't want to leave him alone. But Marty and I did go. We went for 2 weeks, from May to June, and it was a marvelous, marvelous trip. This is the Matterhorn, and here we are. It was a very good picture that was taken, but we're right over here somewhere. But this is the only picture I'm going to show of our trip. But I took many, many pictures, and it was a tremendous trip. Oh, this is when Lori was graduated from high school. It's in the wrong place, but I didn't want to leave it out. Then we did go see John after I'd retired, and when he was in New York. And we went up to Vermont and all the way down the coast and took hundreds of beautiful, colorful pictures. These are only a couple that I took. I think I had another one here, but I don't think it's showing up. Yeah. So, we're back to, I guess this is the very end here. And, yeah, this is the very end. This is the beginning, so it is the very end. That's about it.